Welcome to the Y Channel. Today, we're diving into the colorful and controversial speech by former President Donald Trump about Joe Biden's border policies. Let's see what he has to say and find out if it holds water.
Crooked Joe Biden, the worst president in the history of our country by far, has totally surrendered our southern border. His weakness and extremism have resulted in a border invasion like we have never seen before. Other countries have emptied out their prisons, insane asylums, and mental institutions and sent us drug dealers, human traffickers, and terrorists. Millions of people have poured into our country, and now, after nearly 4 years of his failed, weak leadership, pathetic leadership, crooked Joe Biden is pretending to finally do something about the border. But in fact, it's all about show because he knows we have a debate coming up in 3 weeks. The truth is that Joe Biden's executive order won't stop the invasion. It's weak and it's pathetic. It will actually make the invasion worse. Millions of people a year will continue to pour across our border and be released into our country. And we recently learned Biden is secretly granting mass amnesty to hundreds of thousands of these illegal aliens, along with welfare, government benefits, work permits, and jobs. He's not doing that, however, for our veterans. He's not doing that for our homeless. He's giving illegal aliens far more than our veterans get, far more than our homeless get. Many of the left are even pushing for illegal aliens to vote in our elections, which is what this is all about. That's why they're allowing up to 20 million people since he took office. When I was president, we built over 500 miles of border wall, stopped the flood of criminals, and we had the safest border in the history of our country. We need to secure our border once again. We need to secure our border once and for all. Crooked Joe will never get the job done. He doesn't want to get the job done. It's just words and misinformation because he could have done it very easily. All he had to do is say, close the border. That's the power of the presidency. But when I'm elected, it will be my top priority. On day one, I will seal the border, stop the invasion, and send Joe Biden's illegal aliens back home. They have to be sent back home because no country can sustain the damage that our country is sustaining. All over the world, crime rates are going down because all over the world, not just South America, they're sending criminals into the United States of America. They're taking their drug dealers and their people in jail, lots of people in jail. They're taking their murderers, their killers, they're taking them all and they're sending them into the United States. In Venezuela, crime is down a staggering 67%. Because if you go to Caracas, if you go to different places, they're sending their criminals into the United States. It's a horrible thing, and that's happening all over the world, many, many places, many countries. We're not going to let it continue. We're going to get them out. We're going to bring our country back to safety. We're going to make America great again, greater than ever before. Thank you very much.
Thanks for watching. Now, let's break down what Trump said. Trump and the border. Comedy or reality? The current border situation. Trump paints a picture of our southern border under Biden as an open window where anyone can walk in. He describes an invasion filled with criminals, drug dealers, and terrorists. Sounds like a Hollywood action movie, right? Yes, migration numbers are up, but calling it an invasion is a bit of a stretch. The reality is many migrants come to the U.S. seeking refuge from violence and poverty in their home countries, not to cause trouble, the Texas Tribune. Reactions from other politicians. Texas Governor Abbott claims the border is being invaded and has deployed the National Guard, making it look like a scene straight out of an action flick. He's even set up razor wire and is challenging the federal government. But this move has faced pushback from legal experts who argue that Abbott is overstepping his authority and violating the Constitution. Looks like the plot thickens. Spectrum Local News. Trump's exaggeration. Trump says other countries are dumping criminals into the U.S. It's like a crime storm heading our way. But in reality, most migrants are looking for a better and safer life. Not all of them are criminals. Labeling them all as criminals is unfair and distorts the truth. The Texas Tribune, Spectrum Local News. Part 2. Biden's border policies. What's the real deal? Biden's approach. Biden has been working to improve the situation by partnering with Mexico and Central American countries to reduce migration numbers. However, these measures have been criticized for not being strong enough. Sure, Biden needs to do more to control the border, but let's give credit where it's due. He has made some progress. The Texas Tribune. The border under Trump. Trump boasts that the border was secure during his presidency with 500 miles of wall. But remember, the wall is just part of the solution. Many sections of the wall have been breached or climbed over. Trump's zero-tolerance policy also sparked controversy, especially with the separation of migrant families. So, it wasn't all rainbows and butterflies under Trump either. Part 3. Conclusion. Funny but true. Border policy. The never-ending game of cat and mouse. U.S. border policy is like an endless game of cat and mouse. Every president has a different approach, but none have completely solved the problem. Trump wanted a wall. Biden wants international cooperation. In the end, both face a much more complex reality. Political criticism. Everyone gets a turn. Both Trump and Biden have their strengths and weaknesses in border policy. Criticizing each other is unavoidable in politics, but what's important is that we view things fairly and objectively. Don't let exaggerated statements cloud our comprehensive understanding. Trump's speech is full of humor, but also contains some harsh truths about the border situation. Let's laugh at the grandiose statements, but also remember to look at the reality and the real efforts being made to address this issue. What do you think about this issue? Leave a comment below and let us know your thoughts. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of our exciting analysis videos. Thanks, and see you next time.